When I first saw Vincent van Gogh's The Starry Night as a Lego idea submitted by Lego Truman, a Lego builder from Hong Kong, I was amazed at the creativity of recreating a painting with such complexity with Lego bricks. On the 4th of February of 2021, Lego announced it would become a Lego Ideas set, and I knew I would buy it for sure. 1 year and 4 months later, it finally arrived at my doorstep, and I was able to build this work of art, interpreting with Lego bricks another work of art. This is Lego Ideas set number 21333, with 2,316 pieces. It contains bags numbered from 1 to 9, but contrary to what is usual, the grouping of the bags is quite uneven, with some numbers having only 1 bag and others 4 bags. That shows how the build has very different phases, with some larger builds and others very detailed. We start in the first bags with Vincent van Gogh's minifigure. It has the looks of another painting, his well-known self-portrait. The minifigure looks really good, with printing in both the legs and the torso, which is printed in the front, back and also in the arms. The head has the print of a nice orange beard, and the hairpiece is also orange, with the mold of the hair combed from front to back. It comes with 2 accessories: the palette with Van Gogh's typical colors and the paintbrush prepared to paint in blue. It comes with a minifigure scale version of the painting, which is a printed piece, no stickers on this set, on top of an interesting build of an easel. The rest of the build in these first bags is just structure to support the lower and more protruding part of the build. We might have some bits that can be somewhat visible, like these dark blue tiles here, probably almost all hidden, but maybe slightly visible. Or these tiles here. This is where the tree will fit in, but the front of the base will for sure be visible. And maybe this bit here, where something will be attached, probably supported on these slopes and in this round slope here. But besides this, it's all just structure, where parts of the build will fit. In the bags with number 2, we start doing some landscape on the painting. We already see some hills, bathed by the moonlight, in lighter tones, and also some hills more in the shadow, darker tones of blue. We have some green areas, representing a wood or a forest. We have small houses, and here a bigger one. Even some individual trees. We can already see a lot of detail. This corner of the painting is already coming together. The same dark tones of blue and green, and some similar shapes, appear also in the third set of bags, but this time they are being layer stacked. It's not completed yet, but this will be attached to the painting structure in a different direction, using the snot technique. I believe it will be something around here. You can see it now already completed and attached into place. After building bags number 4. Very interesting additions to the landscape. A small village with a church and some houses, contrasting with the bigger house. Another small house over here. More hills, woods, and trees. A lot of snot techniques were used to create several changes in the building direction, which makes it a very fun build to do. Although these endless 1x4 round plates with tiles were very repetitive. The several bags with number 5 were used to build this epic wall, that is the background of the painting. This wall is 90% made of 1x4 plates in 4 tones of blue, which require a lot of focus when building. Each layer is different, so if you are lost, it's easy to understand in which step of the build you are in. But I highly recommend that you get all the pieces for each step you are building in advance, checking carefully the correct tones of blue, and build it in a place where you can focus without interruptions. preventing that you may get a few pieces in the wrong color and finding where the mistake was, let alone disassembling this massive wall to fix it, would be a nightmare. LEGO included a few extra plates in bigger sizes than usual. 2 pieces of each of the 4 shades of blue of the 1x4 plates, and 1 piece of the 2 shades of blue of the 1x2 plates. This might look like a boring build, but it actually wasn't. The layers have no repeated pattern, and the snot pieces also had some change. I was so concentrated in seeing it grow and until where it would grow that I was never even slightly bored. In the bags with number 6, we built the frame for the painting. It's a really nice frame, with some depth and very suited for a painting. So now it's time to place the painting in the frame. Here we go. Need to press this all around to make sure it's properly attached on all sides, to be perfectly aligned, but most of all so it doesn't fall off. Okay, I think it's done. And we also build a pin to put here, so that the build doesn't fall to the front when you make it stand. So here it is, the picture in the frame, perfectly standing. Not the best angle, let me change that. So now we need to build the stars and the curvy wave and also the big tree in the foreground. In the bag with number 7, we built the last hills bathed by the moonlight, or star's light, with the lighter shades of blue and yellow. It's placed at an angle through clipping. Also we built the stars, these smaller ones, and this bigger one that was a very interesting build. In the bags with number 8, we built this wave that crosses the sky. I don't know if it represents the wind or the Milky Way galaxy. It uses a lot of different techniques, from snot to hinges and clipping, to put together several layers, but in different directions that compose this waveform. It was a really different build and a very, very interesting one. I was always thinking with the pieces that I was building, the small builds that I was building, where will this go? How will this contribute to the wave? It was a very interesting part of the build. Finally, in the last bags, we built the big tree in the foreground, with a central support, with thin and curved builds going up. Also, some small builds on the front, with a really interesting technique to give the house roof the layered colors. And finally, a rotational arm attached to the pin that can be easily added and removed, where we can put the Van Gogh minifigure painting the Starry Night on the easel. This set was built as a partnership between LEGO and the Museum of Modern Art in New York, where the original Van Gogh painting is displayed. The LEGO set is now sold in their shop, and the museum released a video talking about the collaboration, some techniques used, and the final result in the LEGO set. I'll leave a link in the description. For me, the most amazing thing is that the LEGO set actually adds to the painting, by transforming it into a 3D representation. It's like all the layers of paint that Van Gogh used popped out of the painting and could be checked individually. In the painting, we can't see behind the foreground tree, but in the LEGO set, we can rotate it and appreciate the several layers of the painting. It creates a new and amazing perspective to appreciate art. This final result really lives up to the expectations I had when I found out this set would be made more than 1 year ago. It was really fun building it, with lots of different techniques used. The end result is stunning, a display piece that will impress anyone.